This week on the Push Wallows podcast, we review my AI skin and bloods. Also, we get baked. And 3, 2, 1. Oh, I'm peaking, Dan.
Hey guys, welcome to the Push Pull Legs podcast. And myself, Dan Meek.
And me, Tom Moore. What's going on,
Tom is peaking. He's not very peaky at the moment, though. That's a problem. Hey, look at you with your little triathlon water bottle during a podcast. You don't need a fucking water bottle like that, mate, to do a podcast. Come on. Oh, getting the logo in there. I'm a triathlete now. Oh, I do cardio all the time for fun.
Camelback.
Sad,
Camelback, mate.
man.
Got all of them. All of them. Did another triathlon, didn't I? Don't want to go about it. No, but
Yeah, don't keep going on about it. Yeah.
Fucking hell. Did a sprint at Eton Dorney.
Oh, that doesn't count then, does it? If it's a sprint one, they're small.
Not really.
It's just like a 5K in it. It's like a 5K run. So easy.
Pretty much 5K at the end.
Easy.
750 swim, 20K bike, 5K run.
Man, I do that as a warm up. Fucking hell. Couldn't even call that an event.
That's I know.
How long does that take you? 20 minutes?
20 minutes. 20 minutes. Done.
Push. Should be.
Little roll around in the bath, then
Yeah.
little scoot across. Oh, lovely. And then jog down the garden. That's all it was.
At any point during this, are you regretting doing triathlon stuff? Are you regretting it?
Every day. Literally every single time I remember how much fucking kit I bought.
Oh, I just think that is. I think it's a big commitment. I don't think people quite would realize that. I don't think they quite understand what's involved from a time point of view, but also the equipment point of view.
The time point of view, I always obviously because we work for ourselves as well, so you always feel like you could be doing something, and it's just the time. I could be playing golf. That's what I always.
That's what I think about as well. I'm like, yeah, that 12 hours a week that I play golf, I really enjoy playing golf for those 12 hours a week. I'm keeping it.
And it's kind of like the same, like seasonal wise as well. Because in the winter, I'm not going to want to go out on my bike, am I? No. Really? Like, I might get a trainer and do it inside, but then then I feel like I'm fully invested. Like,
yeah, you're not even a PT at that point. You are just a full on triathlete Ironman. You're gonna get the tattoo and everything. You're gonna get the tattoo.
Oh, could you imagine? There was those guys in my race like on Sunday that got those fucking Ironman tattoos. If you've got one, what are you doing? What is doing? You're not one of.
What is that? Is that just to show people that you've done it?
Yeah. And obviously there's a bit. So number one, there's a big thing online, like if you're allowed a Ironman tattoo if you've only done a 70.3 compared to a 140.6.
Well, I can get an Ironman tattoo tomorrow. No one's gonna fucking
but
it's not like it's
but also it's not like the Olympic rings or anything like that. It's a brand. I'm doing a half Ironman that's not by the brand Ironman on Sunday. It's by something called Vitruvian Ironman or something like that. And it's just a brand. So all I think is you basically put fucking Maltesers on your thing, or a Smarties brand. Like that's what you've done. So I'm always thinking, what if that brand comes into disrepute at some point during in the future? And I'm like, oh, do I really want this Iron Man thing? Imagine it comes out
bunch of nonsense,
bunch of absolute fucking and it's like, oh god, no. The CEO of Iron, not having that. Like, it's fucking weird, right? Olympic rings, I totally get. Like, that's cool because that's like been around for thousands of years, whatever it is. So that's cool. That I don't get that. I'm not going to be one of those humans.
Tom, here you go. Tom, let me share my screen. I found the worst one I've seen.
Cheese.
It's look at this. You can't. I've disabled it. You can't. Now you're host.
Oh,
it's easily one of the worst ones. Surely.
Why have you disabled it?
Well, because I think it's just because the host, you just have to allow me to. You just press the button in the bottom, says multiple screen people, multiple participants.
Allowed to record computer, make host.
Oh my god, he's useless. The point in time's gone now.
Yeah, multiple participants can share simultaneously.
Yeah, that one.
I've clicked that one. Yeah, there we go.
Right, there we go. Right, you ready? Look at this one. Look at the state of that. Look at the state of that.
What is he doing?
Tomorrow is promised to no one in big words written down under his armpit, written from under his armpit all the way down to his waistband. Tomorrow is promised to no one with a picture of the Olympic sign of someone swimming, biking, and running, but then the Iron Man one at the bottom. It looks horrific.
Awful.
Can you
Of course you
imagine
do.
that? I just Googled it. I just Googled Iron Man tattoos. And that's
Yeah,
what, look at the state of some of
look at the
these,
state of
man.
them. Go Google
Like,
them
do
if
you know
you're.
what? That one's the one that I think is somewhat acceptable. Just like the small outline of like the I, the M and the O. That one looks horrific. The ones that are filled in with color, they just look awful. Just Google it and just see some of the state of some of
I
these.
like that people have just got literally Iron Man.
Literally an Iron Man. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Oh my God, look at that one.
That's bad, isn't it, as well?
Oh, it's
Oh,
all over his calf. Big red M. Seriously, like that's too much in it. That I want to say get a life, but then I appreciate that. I play golf.
yeah. You've.
But
Little do we know that Dan's actually got Titleist
can you
on
imagine?
his like heel.
Yeah, yeah. I just got it tailor made, just a tailor made logo at the
Just
bottom down there.
Scotty Cameron.
Imagine,
All good.
just baffling. That is baffling to me that someone would do that.
Correct. Yeah.
It's like getting like the Premier League logo, isn't it, on you somewhere?
Yeah. That's
But that's the
it's just
equivalent, though,
weird.
isn't it? It's just
Weird, isn't
it's
it?
like a brand, isn't it? It's not like
Yeah.
like it's just the Premier League, isn't it? Like I've played Premier League. Okay, great, well done, mate. Like just get a photo like everyone else does. Sound. Cheers. All right.
It's weird that it's a brand. That's why I don't. It's not a religious symbol of sorts or a country or a yeah
Yeah.
something. Obviously, you're proud of it. Cool. All right. Well, just have the rucksack. It's fine. Like that's cool.
Yeah.
Just carry that carry that around a bit. We don't need to know. Like I've seen some guys as well. Like because they're all in like full iron. If I do an Iron Man branded one, I will buy a rucksack. That's about it. Or maybe I'll just have a top. It'll be fine. I get a top from. So
Yeah.
yeah, if anybody's interested, this is obviously coming out on Wednesday, and I will be doing my 70.3 on Sunday. So I am in a little bit of carb depletion mode as you're listening to this. So
That
having
can't be fun.
some. Well, I'm not really doing it today. I kind of forgot. Um, so I'll have a little bit. I'll have lower carbs tomorrow, and then I will be carbing up um, through Thursday, Friday, and then back to kind of midway carbs on the Saturday. Yeah, and then I'll be full of fucking glycogen, won't I, mate? Wow.
You will be, mate. Ready to
How
roll. Then you
many?
need
How
all
many?
your gels. How many gels you got?
Well, you'll have to watch my reel that is coming out. I think
Um,
when it's coming out, let's check my calendar. Evening of the 4th. So is that tomorrow?
it is, yeah. I want to guess
Yeah.
you're gonna have. I want to guess in the space of that you're gonna have 11 gels,
So a gel is yeah generally between 25
30
and
grams of
30,
grams.
30
Yeah.
25. Most of them are like 25 grams.
Oh, they?
Yeah, and I will be having 75 to 90 grams of carbohydrates per hour. I am looking to do it between 5 and 6 hours.
Oh, not a million miles away. Then. I said
So
11,
you're not,
15. Yeah,
yeah, so you're
maybe
not a million
15.
miles away. So, but I will not be having gels the whole time because I will fucking turd my pants. So yeah,
Yeah.
I will be having some chews as well as. So I bought these like little gummy chews and stuff like that. So, which is cool.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Yeah.
It's a lot of carbs to get through that in an hour, innit? Running while actually doing the fucking exercise as well.
It's all right to be fair. The gels take. I've got used to the gels. I can neck a gel in less than 5 seconds and it's done. I'm like,
Well,
see you
yeah,
later.
but I mean more like eating, like actually eating stuff. Like you said, there, even chewing on sweets and stuff. I'd be like, surely that's.
The sweet. There's two little sweets and it's 30 grams of carbs.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like 30 grams of carbs with a Haribo or something like
I'm no, no. Can you imagine?
that. I don't know.
I'll show you. I'll show you.
I've
I
got
mean,
no fucking clue, mate. I would never fucking dream of doing anything like this. So I've got no idea. There's absolutely zero chance you catching me doing anything like that. I reckon I might do 5Ks at one point in my life. That's about it.
that's a
Oh, okay, it's like that.
30 gram
Okay. Well,
chew.
pretty fucking big.
It's not big.
Mm,
My
no?
palm.
Yeah,
It's not.
okay.
It's the size of like slightly too big, two munchies. It's not big.
Yeah. Okay.
Like
Mm.
you can eat it. It'll take you fucking 15 seconds to chew each one. Right? And they're called chews. They're 30 grams carbs, so they're pretty good. From
Yeah.
Precision Fuel, all good, but I'm sure we bored everybody with now the triathlete chats.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Oh, whilst we're here, you've probably seen on my socials, and you will see furthermore for the next fucking 3 weeks, because I will not shut up about it, and you can make the best decision for your life, or probably not the best decision in your life. The best decision for your training and coaching this year is join my fucking combine. Waitlist is open. You can only get it on the waitlist. I believe I run it.
You
Yeah,
should
it's
know.
the only way you can fucking get on it. Let's be honest. So yeah, we start the 23rd. You will be a group three. There are already two other groups that are running right now. You will not join with them. You will have your own starting point and start from the beginning. Yeah, and obviously all the info will be out. If you join the waitlist as well, you'll be sent a PDF of like a one pager on all the details. Essentially, you can be on it for the next 12 months and not skip a beat of training and education, which is wonderful. So yeah, just that's my little plug for the day. Wonderful. Right,
Nice.
mate. Very nice. Oh, what I do want to show you, Dan, is I am gonna I'll send you this in the chat. I won't share my screen because I feel like you should. I feel like you must have seen one of these, or you know of the Instagram.
Yeah, baked.
So I am gonna go and purchase two giant slices of the Bertha cake. So these guys were the people who created the Bruce, which is Bruce Bogtrotter from Matilda. Remember that fat kid that ate the cake
Yeah.
in Matilda? So they recreated that, and it went absolutely viral. Fair play to the lad. He's from like Leeds, this bakery company, and like now they've got a spot in Fortnum Masons for like a month and a half, which is really
Wow.
fucking cool. And like, yeah, they're selling it out of Fortnum Masons. So I'm gonna go get two giant slices. The cake, yeah, I believe the Bertha, the big Bertha. Um, I think the big cake is 160 pounds to buy from Fortnum Masons. Is 10 kilos heavy.
Not bad that, for that much cake.
Yeah, I know, right? I don't. I was like, should I buy the
Well,
whole
I'm just
thing?
thinking like what it costs over here. Like if you go to Coldstone, they do delivery out here. Like they're like a decent ice cream brand over here. You've had a Coldstone, right? I'm pretty sure
There's
they do
there's
two
there's one
kilo
in Leicester Square.
cakes.
Yeah,
Is there now? Okay.
yeah.
They do 2 kilo cakes. Hang on, let me just find out the price. I think that's not a bad price. People are going to be like, oh my God, that's ridiculous. I actually don't think it is. Let me just have a little look here. Yeah. Yeah. Signature cake, 2 kilos, layers of moist devil's food cake fudge, 175 dirhams. What's that? That's going to be 35 quid.
All right.
It's about
So yeah.
right.
So actually,
35 quid times five. Yeah, it's actually a good price.
so the slice, so you can buy the 1 kilo slice as well. So that's what I'm going to do. Is £17.50. So that's
Well, yeah, it's
exactly
more
spot
expensive
on.
to get a 1 kilo cake than out here than that. So again, because I just think people think of it and go, oh, that's expensive. I'm like, I think it is. Like for that size of a cake.
So good. I'm going to share you the
I can see a picture of it on the thing. I'm on the shop now bit. I can see a picture of it. It
see it
looks
on
very good.
The Fortnum Mason Bertha cake, 160 quid. Oh, it's so good. It looks that's literally going to be. I'm going to buy two big slices of that to share with some
Oh,
friends.
wow. Yeah.
Like it's so decadent, isn't it? uh,
Could you
one of
eat a
my
whole slice in one go though, a kilo, Tom? Not as in like in
kilo.
one go. I mean, like as in one sitting, a kilo slice like that. Would you just go through it?
Don't
That'll
know.
carb you up, ready for the fucking race. That'll be good.
Should do it the day before. Yeah, yeah. That'll fucking put it
What we
through.
saying then? Calories in one of them kilo like that. What we
I don't
saying, Tom?
know. I don't know.
Well,
Have
100
they
grams of
put?
chocolate. 100 grams of chocolate is going to have 30 grams, 35 grams of fat, and then 60 odd grams of carbs. So it's going to be what 240 plus. Oh, quick maths done. 9, 270, 240, 510. It's going to be 5,000 calories, isn't it?
What
Fucking hell.
in the 1 kilo?
Yeah. At least. At least that is. It's going to be more fat in it than carbs as well. That's just
Yeah,
on
yeah,
100
yeah.
grams of milk chocolate I'm talking about. It's going to be more than that.
So
But it's going
it's
to be at least 5,000 calories in that. Because a lot of
like
it's going to be butter and cream, isn't it?
dark chocolate cake, milk and dark chocolate ganache, 24 layers.
It's 6,000 calories, that. Easy.
Well, yeah, we're going to share that afterwards. So it's going to be good. It's going to be good. I urge anybody that is in London, go to Fortnum Masons. Not on the day that I'm going, on this Saturday.
Yeah.
I will be there when the doors open because I'm
The
going to
real
get
question
my.
is, Tom, are you going to get sprinkles on it for the extra few extra calories? See, I
I
wouldn't get the
don't.
sprinkles. I think
I
it
wouldn't
ruins
get the
it. I
spring. I
wouldn't
think
get
it
them.
looks like
No.
shit. Yeah, well, it doesn't look
Yeah, I
like
just wouldn't
shit,
bother.
but it doesn't look as good, right? No,
I just wouldn't. I just don't think it's useful in any way,
it
shape, or form.
looks so good. It's insane. Yeah, everybody's gonna go to their Instagram now. So good,
Yeah, it
so
does look
good.
good.
I was trying to get it for my sister's birthday, but it's like they're in Leeds, I think, like Headingley. That's Leeds, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're in Leeds. That company, quite cool, quite cool. Start off your own little bakery. That's what you should do now after you retire.
Yeah, I will. When
Retire
I retire, that's
fitness.
what I'll do. A bit of a bakery.
How's your
I'm gonna
knee,
do
mate?
25 layers. I'm gonna do 25 layers on mine. So
25.
fuck you, mate. Yeah.
It's not that. It's not gonna
Um.
work.
Yeah,
Fair
knees all
enough.
right, mate. It's getting there. Knees getting there. You know. Yeah, not have to retire yet. Back on the golf course soon. Don't you worry. Need to get. He needs to hit peak form ready for when you come over. If you come over, you're not coming over in November this time, but maybe January. Needs to hit peak form for
No,
January.
yeah, we'll see. We will see. Maybe not. Maybe we're still sorting that out because on basis of annoyance of the Americas. So yeah, whether
Yeah,
I'm there or not.
I'm sure you'll be
Unfortunately,
over at some point for the nice weather. At some point to play some golf
yeah,
for
well,
sure.
I've got to.
Um.
I'm thinking like November's not too bad, and January is fucking disgusting here. So I'm thinking like that might be better for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
January's nice here as well, isn't it? So
nice
it's.
there, and it's obviously traditionally the most miserable month here, so it might be better to do that. No.
We were saying this today. Is I actually think that as the winter comes on towards Christmas, it's not as bad because you've had the summer, you enjoyed that, and then you've got Christmas to look forward to. I think it is that January to March time where it's just like,
Yeah,
get me
it's
out
the
of here.
worst.
Like,
Yeah, yeah.
oh, just bring the summer, bring the spring, just get it quick.
That's
I
the
think that's
whole
the
thing.
period.
I don't really go away for like summer holidays because I don't quite get the point of going
Yeah,
to somewhere warm and something when it's nicest in your own country.
yeah.
Like it's nice to be in England, I think, in the summer. Yeah, I
Well,
don't
it's
really.
nicer than the winter, put it that way. Yeah,
Yeah, so like I kind of get Europe. I normally would go to Europe or anything like that. If you want to go for like winter sun, just go. Yeah, go in the winter. Like I
yeah.
don't go do your holiday there. Top it up. I don't quite understand it. I think people got to get away for summer holidays. Why Benidorm?
Mm,
It's gonna be no better. Like it's gonna be worse. It's gonna be worse than staying here. Surely at home, just have a
yeah,
little party at home. Fine.
yeah. Come to
You're
Middle
like,
East in
no,
January to March. Come Middle East.
no one wants to do that. I was thinking we haven't talked about TV shows much lately. Have you started any?
No,
Have you not?
don't have time to watch TV shows, mate. I don't know what you think I do.
Says the
Let me bring up
guy
my
who
free
I
time.
know like spends at least an hour and a half a day on his like fantasy league.
Well, that's more important. So yeah. No, I haven't actually watched anything
And whilst
recently
he
at
hasn't been
all.
playing golf as well. Okay.
I know, yeah, no, I've been well. Luckily, the football's been back. So I've been watching the football. Obviously, that's a lot more enjoyable than watching TV shows. But me and Laura don't watch much TV. We don't like sit down. Like I probably finish work at 7 most days, and then have some dinner, and then literally we probably usually going towards bed at like 9 o'clock. I'm just not.
Hmm.
I just don't stay up for the sake of it. Like we just don't have anything to watch. I might put a bit of like Only Fools on, just like in the background, or a bit of Peep Show in the background, or something like that, or Sky Sports News for half an hour, but only just to chill me out a little bit. And then it's more at the weekends that I have more time to watch TV. And then even then, it's again sport related usually. When it comes to that, we don't actually sit and watch much together. Don't not into that sort of stuff. What was the last thing we did watch though? I think what we did watch was is it called The Gentleman?
The
That was the
Guy
last thing we
Ritchie
watched,
thing,
which
right?
was good. Yeah, that was very good.
That
Watched that.
got mixed reviews, didn't it? There was quite a few people. Well, there was a lot of critics that were like, "Fucking Guy Ritchie, like he's lost his plot." kind of thing.
Yeah, that's just critics, isn't it? They're
Very,
useless.
it's
I think
very
the critics are shit.
like kind of predictable. Like
Yeah, that's
Guy
the thing about it
Ritchie.
is it wasn't. There was a few moments in it that was like, fuck, like not as in the storyline, not as in like his part in it was like um was predictable.
Yeah,
Um yeah, no, I thought it was all right. I thought it was decent. Let me just have a look on online, see what the reviews were on it. Yeah, it got 8 out of 10 on IBD and 74% on Rotten Tomatoes. Not too bad.
yeah. So
Um,
anyway,
I
so
enjoyed it.
I'm in the mix of three shows currently.
Oh
So I
yeah.
don't know why well, mainly because so the first one, House of Dragon season two, I haven't watched it yet, so I've got to watch that.
Not fussed.
So you're not fussed about it. You don't know what's happening there. Fantasy is like way over Dan's head. And then number
Just never
two,
done the Game of Thrones. No, 'cause like Star Wars.
true. Yeah.
The Game of Thrones bit has not ever been something for me though. It's more the medieval fantasy. I'm not there for.
Then there's Lord of the Rings, so Ring of Power. The next season of that has just come out, which is epic. So, but I don't think I can watch. I've got to pause on watching one of them because I'm gonna get really confused because they're quite similar in like what's I don't know dress sense and stuff like that. So I'm like, which one's got
Hmm.
dragons? Which one's got elves? Which one's got this? I'm like, all right. Like the House of Dragons so fucking confusing. Like you have to it's a proper like who's done who, who's fucking who killed which that is like who. I'm like fucking hell. They've got weird names, so
Hmm.
it's a bit of a brain fuck that one. Um, and then Ring of Power has just come out. I'd urge anybody who is into fantasy or anything like go watch that. That's great. That's on Amazon. And then the last one, mate, I've decided is always a show that I'm like, all right, I should watch this. And I get hit by like the algorithm by it. And I'll
Yeah.
find myself there like watching like a 2-3 minute clip of it and going, huh, that's good. It's House.
I like House. Yeah, I've watched it all the way through. I like House. I
Yeah,
actually said
so
that to Laura not long ago. I was like, we should rewatch it again.
yeah, so I'm 3 or 4 episodes in. I'm rewatching it from the beginning. Well, rewatch. I never watched it before. I've watched a billion fucking small clips of it and always enjoy the clips. So I'm like, I probably enjoy this.
The only thing about House is it's just the same as Suits. You've seen Suits, right?
No, I never really watched Suits. No.
Okay, well, it's similar in that sense that like you know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
Like it's the same
it's
format every episode, and you kind of go, okay, I know what's going to happen. That's why it's quite nice to watch.
yeah,
Um, but it's still good. Like,
and
yeah, I would watch it all the way through again.
like I love like The Resident and stuff like that. So and it's
Hmm.
like doctors and nurses love
What's the
playing
other one?
doctors and nurses.
What's the one with the doctor who's a bit autistic?
The
What's that
Good
one called?
Doctor,
The
the
Good
Good
Doctor. We
Doctor.
started watching that,
Yeah,
and it got a bit like I was like, I started off okay, and then eventually I just got a bit bored of it. We stopped
yeah.
watching that.
I feel like I'd start to find him annoying. That's another
I think
one. I
that's what
get
it was.
a lot of clips of that as well, and then
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, yeah, obviously the autism, yeah, cool. And I'm like, I feel like I'm gonna get annoyed by you really
Yeah, it
badly.
was almost
Like,
trying to be like House, but it was almost a bit more. It was more annoying than House. I was like, oh,
yeah,
like, couldn't get on with it in the end. Did try, couldn't get on with it.
yeah. So if anybody else is, well, I don't need any recommendations, but if anybody wants to talk house to me, that's what I'm going to be talking about. And but it's always a case of
What was
like
the other one that we? There was another one I started watching, and I just got bored. Again, it was the same thing. It just dragged on. Oh, it was the one with what's his name? Oh, fuck me, Jason something. It's like set on a big lake. They run away. They're drug dealers. They're doing it for the drug dealers. Oh, what's that called? That girl from Love Actually's in it. Everyone listening screaming at it now, isn't it? What's her
I
name? Oh,
don't know.
fuck me. I can't remember now. Jason, what's his name?
Statham.
No. He's
Derulo.
in Horrible Bosses. Is it even Jason? It
Jason.
might not be Jason.
David Jason. Jason.
Jason Bateman. It is Jason.
Jason
Jason
Bateman.
Bateman. What's what's this TV show? Yeah, if I type it in, it's gonna come up.
Honestly.
Ozark. Fucking hell, there we go. Ozark. Right. Fuck me, got there eventually. Yeah, it was always a bit of like I think we watched it, and it's one of those series where you start watching it, you watch all the way through to the end of the series, and then they're going to take 2 years to make the next one, and I've kind of forgotten about it. I'm like, oh, I'm bored of it now. Never watched the third series. I think it was 4 seasons. I think I watched the first two, and then never watched the third one. But that was quite good. But then it just got a bit like again like okay, you're just dragging it out now. for the
That's
sake of dragging
the
it out.
that's the issue with
That's
these. I
so
feel like we've
American.
been
That's so American,
talking.
though. Like the UK ones don't do that, I feel. I feel that US things are so money driven that it's just
Yeah,
like dragged out. Whereas the UK stuff, they do three series. You know, we're just doing three. That's all it needs to be. That's the story. That's it. Deal with it.
yeah,
The
yeah.
Americans just love fucking just going with it, running with
Just
it so
dragging it,
much.
and then you're like, oh shit, now the writing's got worse, and now we have to somehow finish it. It was like, well, we planned to finish it 3 seasons
Yeah.
ago. That was the natural ending of how the writers did it. Now we've got to fucking make up some shit. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's a bit odd, isn't it? But they do, but also the big gaps. The House of Dragon thing like annoys me because that was 2 years ago that came out, and you're like, can't remember what happened because obviously you
Yeah.
binged it like in the whatever few weeks that it was out, and then you're like, I have no idea. I've got to rewatch that to kind of go and watch this again. And there was no like, I just needed like a 10-15 minute recap. Like, let's just do that,
Yeah.
pull it out. Boom, I'll watch that. That's fine. But yeah, I don't want to rewatch the whole fucking thing. Fucking bonkers. Absolutely bonkers.
Yeah.
Very odd. What is going on in the world of personal training, Daniel? Any big things this week? Anything
Oh,
crazy?
you know, mate, don't get me wound up. Why are you doing this to me, mate? Oh,
What?
fuck's sakes. Right. I was there minding my own business, right? On the old chest press. We got like a nice line down one.
Mm.
I haven't graduated doing dumbbells just yet because I'm afraid of kicking up with my knee and all this sort of shit, right? I'm just on the machine. As I'm on the machine, there's a guy there with his new client, or what can I assume is a new client. Um, and she's doing the standing dumbbell rotator cuff exercise.
Love that
And
one.
he's got his like fingers under her elbows, being like, "Yep, stay here, stay on this bit, and you've got to push in here and all this sort of stuff." And the dumbbells are like, a kilo, if that. Um, and this poor woman's doing this exercise, and I just was sat there like, for fuck's sake, are we still doing this? Like, are we still at this place in time with fitness? And this woman, by the way, didn't look like she needed a rotator cuff strengthening. Let's put it that way. Like there was no reason for her to be doing it. She looked like she hadn't really weight trained before, was probably somewhat newish to the gym. She ain't got a huge problem with her shoulders. She's not been doing too much overhead pressing. Do you know what I mean? Like you can tell. And there's just no reason for him to be doing it. So that infuriated me. And then I swiftly got up and left the chest press machine and walked all the way over to the cable stack on the other side of the gym. And he swiftly followed me with his client, of course he did, and put her on the lat pull down. She's there doing the lat pull down, doing the exercise. Again, right or wrongly, who knows? Who cares? I don't really care. Um, Stopped doing it, racked the weight, and the trainer walked across the cable stack. Obviously, you know what they're like and how big they can be with a big gap in the middle. Walked around there to a girl who was lying on the floor on a mat, and he can only do what I can describe as mount her as she was lying face down to stretch her.
Why would you not?
Whilst I was there on the cable stack next to this poor woman on that pull down, just sat looking and watching. And it was one of the most bizarre things I've ever seen because she was lying down, this woman, and he went over to her and like put his hands on her back like a thoracic spine, and then got her to bend upwards. So like she was trying to bend up, and he was pushing like onto her thoracic spine. He was gradually getting lower and lower, and she was coming up and up and up. And he was just trying to stretch her, or whatever. And then he walked back to his client, didn't say anything like sorry or that's my sister or whatever. I don't know, whatever he wanted to say, right? Didn't acknowledge the fact that it wasn't the person he was supposed to be training. Then she went back to her lap pull downs, and this girl walked over and he sort of motioned to her to say, like, no, wait, like that. And then just poked his fingers in the woman's back that was doing that pull down, obviously, just to make sure she knew that she was there, focusing and concentrating. He was like really looking intently, you know what I mean? And I was just there like, mate, you are such a bad trainer. You're like just so bad. And it just reminded me of just like everyone talks about fitness being saturated. I'm just like, it is. It's saturated with absolute pure shite. And he's fairly new because I know he's new because he's only been there 4, 5, 6 months maybe. And it just looked to me as if he got like maybe a complimentary session from the woman, like it was probably a complimentary session of part of it. And you're just looking at it, I'm just like, you just got no fucking clue. Like these people have just got no clue. And it's a gym where I think the members pay 180 quid a month. Like I don't pay that, thank fuck. I've got there's a thing in Dubai where you can get gym passes to basically all the gyms. You basically sign up for one subscription, you get access to all the gyms, like temporary, like a bit like Gym Pass, but like a bit of a
Yeah.
all over Dubai thing. And and obviously only these people who join the gym through the actual gym get the PT sessions well. But and the problem is with this gym is you just see them everywhere. They're just everywhere. Like there's all these trainings are everywhere like that. Like they're so bad, and it's just this whole. I don't know. I just got so wound up watching it. I was just like, oh my God, is this really where we're at? But on the flip side, I've also seen people in that gym. There's another guy now specifically you can think of. He's got every single qualification under the sun. And he comes into every session with like a print out A4 piece of paper of his client session. And he's like almost too methodical. Do you know when you're almost too far that way? And I'm like, oh my God. So you've got both ends of the spectrum of like robots that are trying to do everything to the T and like time every rest period and like literally like on them,
Yeah.
like every time they come in, like corrective exercise specialist. You know, one of them. He's one of them. And then you got this other guy who's bodybuilder, fucking doing these fucking rotator. Oh, I was just like, we're still we're still nowhere near excellence in fitness
Oh
as
no,
as a rule.
nowhere
Like
near.
just nowhere close, and nowhere is that more apparent than on a PT gym floor. Never mind online. Um, yeah, just honest to God, like just fucking upskill. Like, oh, anyway, that was my rant. That was just my day. Yeah, so there you go. That's my uh, that's my thoughts on the
It's
situation.
weird, isn't it? Yeah, the whole dumbbell rotator cuff. People, I don't know. I guess when you see in a physio, that might have been given, and they're like, that's, the person's probably just got deconditioned, weak shoulders. Or the fact that if, especially, obviously, we don't know the human, but like the chances are, I can count how many times. Obviously, I've trained my clients for a while, but probably one has done some sort of external rotation exercise in the last year, 2 years, maybe.
Yeah.
Um, Not over. They're like, what? Like, yeah, we just. Why? Why do I need to do it? I'd rather you like dumbbell overhead press. Do some variation of that. Surely, let's get a bunch of shit involved tonight. An overhead carry of some sort. Yeah, yeah, yeah. How weird. I do like those classic boxer. And then the internal rotation. Not once have I needed someone to internally rotate on like internal
No,
rotation to
never.
hip, 100%, 100% need to be done. Shoulder, nah, people are good at that. They're pretty good at that. External, yeah, all good. But I like the professionalism of the lad. He thought he had a
Mm,
shot with the girl, clearly, like
clearly.
shooting his shot. That's what most, unfortunately, a lot like some trainers are more interested in. But yeah.
It's
Well,
just
I
it
didn't.
was honestly I cringed. I was like, oh, like just
So I've got to describe. I did an interesting thing this week, Daniel.
go
As
on.
you know, I went and had something called a NEKO body scan. So
Ooh,
I know. So I'm gonna put it in the chat so you can have. I never used to
oh,
chat
go
so
on
much
then.
in my life.
I was about to say
Um,
it's fucking all over the chat today.
but we'll also I've got my results as well. So and I can tell
Okay.
you my results, which I'm sure you're very excited about.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
that sounds really
So
exciting, does it?
yeah, you could have played it up a little
Let
bit
me have a
more.
look.
There's your
4.9 out of 5 Google reviews. 4.9 out of 5 star reviews.
so you can join
Giving
the
you
waitlist,
peace
mate.
of mind.
Um, yeah, it's a preventative health check. I'm reading this from the website. For your future self, we check moles on your body and overall health, your heart and arteries, your blood sugar, cholesterol levels, and a whole lot more in just a few minutes. So it was fucking weird, man. Like absolute like Black Mirror. As you can see where it says I finally better health check finally. Like the room was all this kind of a weird green. So you go downstairs, right? So this is in London, and I'm only allowed to talk about this on the Wednesday because they are allowed Wednesday. I did put it on Instagram, and I was like, I'm not actually allowed to. They gave me basically a little thing to sign. I said, you're not allowed to post about this or anything like that. I was like, my six fucking followers don't give a shit about that.
Mm.
Oh, yeah, and then so you go down, and I said the most bougie hospital slippers I've ever had were Jordans, which is fucking incredible. I was like, all right, I've made it. I'll get Jordan fucking
Amazing.
hospital slippers. And then like you put your stuff in, do your like blah 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 blah, sign waiver that then die or something like that. And then you go into this room with nurse, practitioner, whatever it is. And then there's like a doctor on hand at some point where he's going to come and like interpret shit basically. But you first go in. So their big thing is about skin cancer and like moles, and staying on top of like the markings on your skin. But you go into this what can like be described as this massive like booth thing, but
Yeah.
it's just like a sliding door, and there must be about I don't know 20 like cameras pointing at you, and then there's this like just massive like 3 seconds of ridiculous like heat where it lights up your body on your front, and then you turn around like your back, like you're doing like a spray tan of some sort. And then for
Mm.
3 seconds, like each side, and it's like, your thing is now complete. And this AI woman's talking to you. And it takes like 2,000 pictures of like you
Is that
and your
heat
body.
thing placebo though? Is it to make it feel like something's happening?
I don't know. Yeah, I didn't really know. I don't know. It was that because it literally went, they were like, you will need to close your eyes because of the light. So I'm assuming it's just the heat from the light. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
so this light is like lighting up your body. So it kind of illuminates that the AI can pick out all of the slightly dark markings of my incredibly white body,
Yeah. Yeah.
and incredibly white. So it picks out like all of them. There's like 2,000 odd pictures. Really cool. And then just tracks a load of like data points. And then you go lie down. You have like blood pressure monitors on left and right, and then left and right ankle. And then you have like ECGs on, and then pulse monitors on toes and fingers, and then all this other shit going on. And then they do like a laser scan at like your muscle tone and like your skin. So they go through like your wrist and looking at like capillary densities and like artery kind of shit inside of that, and they're scanning that. Fucking weird, man. Like it was, yeah. Basically, they're just looking for possible. It's preventative, like medicine and preventive scan. It's like possible cancerous stuff. So it takes all those pictures. Then the AI like gives you and picks out the ones it's like a little bit concerned about, so the doctor can come and have a little look at them, like moles and whatever. But then it measures every single one, takes the
Mm.
coloration of every single one, and then like says whether it's regular or irregular, whether it's like the diameter, the circumference, any round edges, corners, all this kind of stuff that would correlate with some sort of cancerous mole or like or benign stuff like that. It was just like
Wow.
absolutely insane. But your boy has perfect skin, apparently. I was like, you can thank Chloe for that. She is fucking Captain SPF. And the Mount Dan fucking laughs at me when I reapply about 6 times on a golf course.
Well, no, it's usually because you reapply it when you're already bright red. It's usually by that point. But yeah, it's fine.
That just happens anyway. But yeah, he was like, good man. You white males are at the highest risk for skin cancer. I was like, boom. I wonder what the UV index is in because you should get it on your phone, right?
Yeah, I don't think it comes
In
through because I think it's just permanently fucking high.
really,
Um,
because
no, I
obviously
think it
we
does
have
come
it.
through.
So, because
Yeah.
anything, it's something like anything above 2 or anything above 3, you're meant to put on skin like protection.
Yeah, I mean, for us, it's literally like, yeah, anything before 8:30 low, and then it starts getting 4. So that to be fair, like it's again in terms of being out in it at the moment, I just don't get burnt. I just don't. I'm not going to be out in it. Like 9:30, it starts to get towards 7.
Fair.
Obviously, we're at 11 during the middle of the day
Yeah.
here. Um, but
So,
yeah, It's
So
high.
yeah, all the other stuff we get heart and circulation. So I had blood pressure, 125 over 81, normal. I was actually quite surprised by that because I'm genetically high in my blood pressure, so that was all right. Ankle
Mm,
pressure, a little bit higher. That's fairly obvious. A bit further away from your fucking heart. So
mm.
very fine. I don't know what ABI means. Blood oxygen level, 98%, all good. Heart rate, 50, all good. Total cholesterol. I'm not like Cam. Shock. Person who
You won't be.
eats normal adult diet is fine. Total cholesterol 4.33 millimoles. LDL's 2.31. So optimal, Daniel. I'm optimal in my
You're
LDL.
always optimal, mate.
HDL is 1.41. Optimal again.
Oh, check you out.
I know. Triglycerides normal. Non-HDL 2.92 millimoles. Optimal. Thank you very much. White blood cells 7.1. All good. Then I don't know what these are, to be fair. Neutrophils, basophils, eosinophils, all normal, 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 normal,
That's
normal.
to do with, isn't that to do with immune system
Yeah.
builds? This was white blood cells.
White blood cells and stuff. Yeah, lymphocytes,
Yeah.
HSCRP, all that kind of stuff, all optimal. Glucose, normal, all good. The only two things, so grip strength, optimal, thank you. They were like, oh, you're strong. I was like,
Just
thank you.
optimal. I thought it'd be like fucking broken the machine, surely. No news.
No, they still used and the poor nurse. Obviously, like I hadn't explained what I do until like I was with the doctor, and the nurse was like, so yeah, the grip strength has got a great correlation with like obviously living for longer and osteoarthritis and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, obviously I know
Yeah.
a fair amount about all this stuff. I'm like,
Yeah.
good, all good, yeah,
Thanks. Yeah, that's good to know.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks. Yeah,
And
yeah,
then,
yeah.
but she also did make me do it at like right at like when we've done grip. I'm sure you've done it a million times as well. I either get them from hand up to down or up
Yeah.
or just hold them down. And she was like, "You've got to be out here at 90 degrees and grip." And I was like, "That's not how we
Mm.
do it."
No. Yeah.
I was like, "Okay." I was seated like there and just do you. I was like, "This seems like not correlative to how we would not." Anyway, I wasn't going to talk about it, so I was like, "It's fine." But we're all good. So there was only two things that I have to monitor apparently. So shock. Obviously, the doctor was like, "It's fine." BMI. I was like, "Of course." He was like, well, I started talking about obviously training and like triathlons and shit like that, and he was like, "We know your muscle mass is fine. It's all good. We'll ignore this section of this, so we're
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
good." And the other one was hemoglobin was too high, so that's the red blood cells within my like plasma, blood plasma, stuff like that
Too high.
was high, which is directly linked to dehydration. So, and I was like, does this change day to day? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, all right. So if I've had a heavy training week where I'm meant to be going into a peaking phase, I'm actually quite dehydrated anyway from training. He was like, that kind of makes sense. And I was like, also, I've had two coffees and that is it for water today.
Yeah.
And this was 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Um, so I was like, probably the case. He was like, yeah, it's probably the case, but I've got to go back after hydrating myself and check my red blood cells. So
Mm.
too many red blood cells. Can't move for red blood cells over here.
I'd
So
say
it was
all
quite
the
interesting though.
triathlon training working out for you, mate.
So it was just yeah, it was quite interesting. Obviously, we should get like Coach Carnivore Cam's bloods up and just do a little compare and contrast. Maybe in the future episodes of just like
Yeah, but mate,
normal
it's all a
fucking
scam.
diet.
So it's all a scam. Blood results. So it's all a scam, mate. Carnival
No.
Cam said it's a scam. Whee. So you don't have to worry about it. Just remember that.
So those are my bloods, guys. That's what I would have been really interested to see what all of that shit would have been pre-triathlon training. I'm assuming worse.
Yeah, I'd assume so.
I would assume I have become healthier.
Yeah.
But which is cool, which obviously is fine. But what is going to happen over the next, and people can look out for this. I did say it on my stories with all the tri training and the aerobic based stuff. This is completely a shift of my body type. Okay. And I'll talk about this more in depth probably in a couple of weeks. and I'm going to redo my total combine. So whether that's strength training, the power tests, the strength endurance tests, and then my other markers for when I did actually do start my triathlon training, and I'm going to show what a year's worth of tri training, just basic aerobic training, does to your strength. That'll be like a 1 to 5 RM deadlifts, 1 to 5 RM dumbbell bench presses, split squats, all that kind of fucking stuff. 60-second AMRAPs over a week. It'll be interesting. I think it'll be interesting to see the. I'm projecting a drop off, obviously. It's just how much I don't know. Yeah. I don't have my results like from what I did previously. Obviously, I have them somewhere, so I'm gonna have to dig them up. But it'll be interesting thing. What are your projections? I'm pretty sure I deadlifted 200, 210. I'm pretty sure I dumbbell bench pressed about maybe 44s for like 6 or 7.
In the space of a year.
It's about a year, isn't it?
And
I
you're
think
still
since I
training,
did
aren't
it.
you? You've still been doing stuff though.
Yeah, but not like I have not been training for strength.
I
That's
reckon a let's see, do 200 kilo deadlift. I reckon 15% drop off.
15%. So
I reckon
170.
170 deadlift. I reckon that'll be hard for you. No.
Yeah, I
I
would
don't think it's going to
concur.
drop to. I don't think it will drop to as much as 20%. I don't think. I want to give you the benefit of the doubt and say if you've still been training ish and still been doing bits of power stuff, 'cause I've seen you doing that. I think that would be if it goes anywhere from 15, it's going to go towards 20, not towards 10. In my opinion, I think I'm being
Yeah,
nice to you there. 15.
it'll be obviously like the thing that's going to get me out of jail is the 10 years of strength training previous,
Yeah.
and like that old man strength is going to be there, right? It's a thing, but it will be interesting. It will be
And I
really
would
interesting.
expect your upper body to see bigger drops than your lower body.
Yeah, yeah, I've neglected it.
Mm.
So, but it's also a factor of like if anybody wants to get into anything, the cycling is the thing that I've improved the most because it is all about muscular strength. And
Yeah.
yeah, I can just hack more and cope more than normal people essentially,
Yeah.
which has been really interesting. So the running suck ass. Yeah, it is shit. Who knew if you're a sprinter? Will Usain Bolt, no matter how much he trains, be a good marathon runner? No, he won't.
No.
So the genetic disposition of it will be like, yeah, there is a
I love you
ceiling.
comparing yourself to Usain Bolt though. It's brilliant.
Thank you. He's only about a second and a half quicker than me than I've ever ran. So it's fine.
Only a second. So that's cool.
Tiny about 15 meters, but yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I was about to say at that level, it's just obscene, isn't it? That's like me saying,
Um,
oh, I've shot in the 70s playing golf. I'm as good as Scottish Shuffler.
Oh, yeah, it's fine.
Ah, I've shot in the
He's
70s.
definitely shot an 80 before. It's fine. It was like
Yeah, 100%.
howling wind, like
Yeah.
70 mile an hour, raining. He broke
From the
all his
tips.
clubs
Yeah.
from the tips.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, I played with the Reds, shot 68. All
Yeah.
right, yeah,
My
shoot
best
low,
ever
mate.
round.
Good.
Mhm.
All right, interesting pods. All the things that are I don't know tests and results and numbers and shit. It's fun. It's
Numbers
fun
and
to see
shit.
what happens. It's what people should be doing and what they can do when they fucking sign up to the combine. It's all good.
Yeah. You get the
Um,
combine, you get all that. You get
I
all that help.
was,
Yeah.
I was gonna do. That was what I was. I wrote female versus male. That's the thing I couldn't remember how
Brilliant.
to read. I couldn't read. Because I think we discussed it a few weeks ago, but we'll save it for another podcast. And we'll just leave a bitter taste in males' mouths. Um, my most successful combine athletes are female.
Because men are useless.
Because men are useless. Um,
Mhm.
Men are wonderful 1 to 1, and you've seen like I'll be releasing a load of client stories over the next couple of weeks as well. But it's an interesting thing when it becomes to testing. So prove me wrong, guys. All right, when it comes to testing, mostly guys drop off and don't want to test. Girls fucking go at it and want to see what they're doing and just see where they're at. I don't know where I've got more of a female mindset. I'd love to see where I'm at and be like,
Fear
shit,
of
I
failure,
suck. Boom, all that
fear
kind
of
of.
seeing
But
that
the
you're not
fear of
doing what you should
failure
do.
and like not
Yeah.
looking at your bank account, not looking at your DMs, not looking at anything in business or whatever. I'm sure it might be the case of for when you're correlation with your business coaching, but it is a bit of a correlation I've seen from people that have been on the combine. Girls, you're fucking smashing it. Continue to. Okay. Guys, be better. Like test yourself. Fuck it. Like every competition makes you better. And then I think when you get to the hierarchy fin, I literally in phase 3 or 4, I talk about needs analysis of like deciphering a hierarchy result and then taking that and how I would use it to make you better over the next 3 months. But I can only do that with that result. If you don't test, you don't know.
Shame, man.
Interesting one, but we'll go into that as another point, I think. Lovely. All right. Any other business, Daniel?
Not for me. Sign up for Tom's Combine. Do that. That's
Do
been
that.
one. Do that.
Do that. Or
I say.
yeah. But yeah, I'm not gonna take down my. But yeah, just message me combine on any kind of fucking thing. Comment, blah blah blah, whatever. You'll get sent the thing. List.
Just message Tom.
Log in.
Just message Tom. Just say Tom. Come on.
Sort it out, mate. All right. Thanks for listening, guys. We'll catch you next week.
See you later.